Not a War by Silurine. Magda is a young woman living on a small agri-world, but when a regiment of Imperial Guard comes in garrison, she falls in love with the handsome young soldier. Chapter 1. It was quite impressive, all of those buildings and vehicles in the middle of the field. Only 3 kilometers from town, that's where the 53rd of Polymede was installed. The field, lying fallow, was now a real military base. A wall had been raised around the camp, protected by armed men, even though the planet was safe and calm. A constant rumble disturbed the silent countryside, and a thick smoke clouded the sky, where the tanks had replaced the harvesting vehicles. They were only staying for 2 months, resting before going back on the front. The town wasn't big, but the streets were crowded with soldiers. Apart from the houses and the barns, there were a few shops on the square, and also a tavern. Magda's father's tavern. Of course, the tavern was the major attraction in town. In the evening, it was filled with soldiers eating and drinking. Later in the night, they would stop eating and begin singing, fighting, or falling asleep on the tables and the floor. Magda was a young native inhabitant of a small agri-world. It was the first time she saw the Imperial Guard, which was quite exciting. There weren't many travelers here generally, so all these foreigners made the place alive and animated. Now that she was 16, Magda had to work in the farms. It was still better than working in the fields, and in the evening she helped her father in the tavern. She worked as a waitress with her sister Emily and her cousin Annalise. She was the youngest of the 3, even though Emily and Annalise were only 2 years older. Magda and Emily really looked alike, with their green eyes, brown hair, and freckles on their cheeks and nose. Emily was only a little taller and has shorter hair. Annalise, however, was blonde-haired and has gray eyes. It was in this tavern that Magda first met Balak. "Don't look, but I think a guy's watching you," Emily said, smiling, one evening at the tavern. "Don't look," she added as Magda glanced. "He wants to order something?" Magda answered, unaware. No, I just took his order. He's definitely looking at you. He's cute. You should talk to him," Emily said, giggling. "You think?" she asked. She glanced at him and he smiled seductively, causing her to blush. The soldier was young, probably 22 or 23 years old. "Hey, he winked at you," Emily said, excited. "They ordered beers. Go and talk to him." She almost shoved her to the bar to take the beers and then to the table when the boy was seated with an old man. "Here are your drinks, sirs," Magda said to the soldiers, blushing. The young soldier was watching her from head to toe, still smiling. Too self-confident. But Magda had no experience with boys, and she was captivated by the foreigner. He was indeed cute. His dark hair was cut short. It was probably regulatory, but it suited him well. He seemed muscled under his blue and gray camouflage uniform. Of course, since he was an Imperial Guard. "Thanks, honey," said the old soldier who looked like a veteran. It was low Gothic, but Magda couldn't recognize the accent in his hoarse voice. "This is a great change for us from the hooch we have on the spaceship." "You're welcome to come here anytime you want," she answered. "You remind me of my daughter," the old man said, drinking. "Well, she's probably 40 now, but the last time I saw her, she looked just like you. A pretty little brunette. Her name's Oksana. She used to work at the factory. Oh, I think she's still working there, if she's not dead." "Come on, Michael. You'll annoy her with your stories," the young soldier said. He had an attractive, low voice with the same accent as Michael. Magda felt a strange feeling in her stomach. "Oh no, don't worry," Magda said quickly. "It doesn't annoy me at all, sir." "See, boy, she says she wants to hear more." "She's just being polite," the young soldier answered, rolling his eyes. "How old are you?" Michael asked. "You look too young to work in such a place." "I'm 16, sir. My father owns this place, so I work here to help him." "Oh, you're lucky to have your dad with you. You know, it was my dream once to open a little shop and live happily with my wife and daughter. But war chooses for us, right? I remember one day when But Magda wasn't really listening to old Michael. She was glancing at the young foreigner. The shadow of a beard covered his chin, but his face was still young, good-looking. His skin looked still soft. Magda surprisingly found herself wishing to touch his skin. She wished she could look at him more attentively, but it would be too obvious. Suddenly, his eyes met hers and she looked away, blushing. Beautiful, intense blue eyes. "You listening to me, girlie?" Mahel asked. "I said time goes quickly when you're in the guard and—" "Enough, Mahel," the young man pleaded. "We're here to have fun, not listen to your lame stories. Hey girl, maybe I can offer you a drink. What do you think? Would be better than listening to the old man." His smile was striking and Magna blushed again, her heart accelerating. Was he flirting? She wished she had Emily's self-confidence when it came to boys. "Oh, I would have liked to," she said, awkwardly replacing a lock of brown hair behind her ear. "But I have to work." She suddenly remembered about the other customers. "Next time then?" he asked, not looking disappointed. "Yeah, maybe next time." She couldn't wait for next time. "Anyway, my name's Magda. If you need anything else, just call me." She smiled and looked the last time at the cute foreigner before leaving. Behind her, she heard something like, "I think she likes you." Did she? They just met. It couldn't mean anything. The young man was cute, yes, but if it weren't for Emily, she wouldn't have talked to him. So why was her heart pounding? Of course, Emily and Annalise were waiting for her, and she had to tell them everything. "Lucky you," Emily sighed. "He's so handsome." "We just talked," Magda reminded her. "But you like him already, don't you?" Annalise asked. Magda felt nervous. She honestly didn't know the answer. "I don't know yet." She glanced again at the foreigner who was still looking at her. Did he like her? He winked at her and she felt the blood coming to her cheeks once again. This feeling in her stomach, was it butterflies? "Well, if you don't like him, I'll take my chances," Emily added with a grin. Okay, Magda sighed. "Maybe I have a little crush on him." Hey everyone, I have gotten a lot of comments about people wanting to just hear me talk about things, so in this video I am reading stories based in Warhammer. This is a completely new style of videos for me, so if you enjoyed, please like the video and tell me what you think. I'll be continuing this story chapter by chapter, and we'll probably put together a complete story after I'm finished with everything. In the description you can find links to all of my socials as well as our Discord server where we hang out and play games. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Good night.